Good morning, Big Brother fans. It is Wednesday, July 8th, and not a whole lot to report right now. Maybe something will change. I did report a finale date yesterday morning, maybe Monday night, whenever I threw it out there. October 21st as a finale date. That is a Wednesday. So, if the dates were to hold, I'm assuming with an August 5th premiere date, that means the house guests would go in late July, let's say a week before, and you would end up with roughly 84 days, which is a fairly standard length at this point. Now, the thing is, I'm not sure that premiere date is going to hold. I think it might get pushed back yet again, which is what I was concerned about when I first reported it, because, things are still going a bit wacky in California. But I do think that the finale date is kind of firm. So what that might mean is it may mean a shortening of the season. Rather than sliding the whole thing back, they just start chopping off the beginning, in essence. I mean, in reality, they cut the end short. They have less days to work with. But, yeah, that's what I'm kind of wondering is going to happen, and I won't be surprised if it does. And that's why I was a little bit hesitant to want to report that I'd heard an August 5th start date, because I thought it might change. And I'm really thinking it might at this point. So, we already talked about the fact on Monday that Dan and Derek both said they weren't involved. Now, there are still people that are thinking, yeah, they might be. They just know it's a long time till the start, so they're just waiting. But again, I'm kind of holding Dan's feet to the fire when he talked about why he wouldn't do it because of his kids. At least one person, and this isn't to pick on that person, but they said, well, he could always come back with a story that, well, I talked to my kids and they're okay with it now, or I talked to my family and they're all okay with it. I'm like, well, yeah, you know what? I mean, his kids, I think, are young-ish. I mean, like, in the, under 10 age. And frankly, they don't have a voice in that kind of stuff. I mean, a 7 or 8 or 9-year-old is not going to say, you know what, Daddy, I've thought about it, and I'll just be fine if you're out of my life for 2 months. That's not something I would expect a parent to allow a young child to make that kind of a call. Teenagers maybe, but not a little one. So I'm taking Dan at his word and assuming that, yeah, he's not planning on being on. And I'm assuming Derek is in the same boat, probably. At least that's the way Derek talked on Dan's Twitch stream on Sunday. I guess it was Sunday that I threw out the date. Maybe? Yeah. All right. So, I'm in deep thought here. I'm just not sure what else to talk about right now because there is no real news coming out about Big Brother. It's been very quiet the last few days. One person who lives near the set has thrown out a couple of pictures which basically show things going on outside of the house. Like, oh, look, there's people doing stuff. But we know that's going on. I'm not knocking the person for getting the pictures, but I'm just saying there's no new news there. I haven't heard of any particular other new news going on. If the late July move-in is accurate, or even a little bit later, possibly, if they change it, we're still, at least a week out from when they would have to show up to be quarantined for 14 days before they went in. If they held that number as the, we need you here 14 days before you're supposed to move in. If they were to move in on, say, the 28th. then they'd really need to be out there by the 14th. So we're still looking at a week before they have to disappear offline, if they even have to disappear offline. No one's saying they have to not be available for 14 days before. They might be allowed to be on social media up until a couple of days before they go in, or even maybe up right until they go in. These are people who have been on Big Brother before, so it's possible, but I would say kind of unlikely. I would say they may have the stuff taken away at least a week in advance. Yeah, I don't know. We're still a little ways out. It's still very much we'd have to, we still need to think of ourselves as in May if we were thinking of a June start. And even then, I might say think of it as being April. I mean, we're still a ways out. And I certainly haven't heard any contradiction. There's been since I said August 5th on Sunday, nothing has come out contradicting that. No one has said, oh, he's wrong, or that date isn't good. Other than people that said, well, what about July 22nd? But nobody has said that I've seen has said that July 22nd date is still on. So, we'll see. I'm kind of like, I said, those of you that know, I've said all along, August date was my guess. My guess, total blind guess was an August start date. And then I got information for August 5th for a premiere. But the two were separate. I made the guess of an August start date as a total guess just based on my own feelings. And then I got information that said the start date was August 5th. I'm still thinking it's going to be sometime in August. I'm starting to get tingles that I'm thinking August 5th may have been, that they may change that just because of the way things are going right now. As I heard on the news today, new cases of COVID-19 are on the increase. The number of new cases per day is increasing in 47 of 50 states. That's not good. That means the curve is going up again. And that's going to make everybody cautious. But we shall see. And trust me, I will let you know what else I hear. So, yep. All right. I realize I'm not saying a whole lot. I'm just going to pausing and stopping. I just don't. But I wanted to say hi. How are you doing? We're all doing good. And other things in the world, in my world, I'm still watching Big Brother Australia. At first, we thought they were just going to 2 nights a week and dropping the Sunday, but they have reshifted, and now they've gone. They were on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the beginning, and they shifted to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Now they have flipped back to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So I've only watched Monday's episode. There was an episode yesterday, and there was another episode today that in our world is already, in Australia, it's already aired. So I am currently technically 2 episodes behind, and I will try to catch up before too long. I'm not spoiling anything about it. The show's all right. It's okay. It's all right. It's I'm liking it, but maybe it hasn't gone quite as I'd hoped. But you know what? Those things never do. You remember the saying that we have about Big Brother: don't have a favorite because your favorite's not going to win, or not going to necessarily stay in the house, kind of a thing. So definitely some of the people that I was invested in certain ways have gone by the wayside throughout this season so far. They are down to 7 now, I think maybe they were down to 8. I'm not sure, but I've got to watch the episodes, so it's still all right. I have tweeted out links multiple times on how to watch it. I figure if you haven't started watching it by now, you're probably not going to. So I'm not gonna. We'll see. Nobody has asked for the links this week, and I haven't said much about it. I can only, ram it down people's throats so much. Speaking of ramming things down people's throats, yes, sequester too. There's another thing that I had someone make a comment about, that we need a Big Brother back because I was getting lured away by sequester. I'm not getting lured away by sequester. I'm enjoying sequester, but Big Brother is still the thing I'm waiting to fire up, and just haven't heard anything. So until then, I'm checking out sequesters. And there's an all-star one that they've announced for Friday. I'll make the official announcement and say that I'm not a part of it. I was kind of wishful thinking that maybe I'll get invited to be on one of these 5 different all-stars that they're doing on Fridays this month, but I don't think I will be. As it stands, I'm definitely not on this one on Friday because I haven't heard a peep. And it's another heroes versus villains theme. So, yeah. I'll be watching it. And then in theory, Saturday is another one. I don't know if there's a theme for Saturdays. It should be a regular patron one. That call notice should go out at... usually it goes out at noon on Wednesdays. So maybe we'll know more tomorrow or by the end of the day today what that would be. What else? Nah, nothing. I'm those of you that are tuning in for the first time, which is very doubtful. I think it's a hardcore group of people who listen to me all the time, but anybody who happens to be new listening, yes, I am now going to work. I was stay at home for 3 months-ish, and today is actually the anniversary of my going back to work. So 2 weeks ago today is when I started back at work. And, yeah, you know what? It has its pros and its cons. I miss being at home now all the time. You know, working from home. I do miss aspects of working from home. But when I was at home, I was really missing coming into work. And so it's kind of a pro and a con thing. I don't think I would want to give up coming to work. I wouldn't mind coming to work like 2 or 3 days a week and working at home 2 or 3 days. But that's not an option in my current employment, so we're going with 100% coming into work, I think. Anyways, I am here. I must go. You guys have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Trust me, when I have more news, I will share it with you. See ya. Bye-bye.